Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Thor issue 32. Yeah. And this is a pretty awesome cover, and it's really kind of cool that we've got the, crack of doom going on, and it even colors, uh, the numbering up top. And this is a pretty epic cover, but we don't get this quite yet. We understand that we will be getting here at some point, though. So, we start back off, and we are in Latveria in Midgard. And we're seeing somebody is talking about animals not searching for the meaning of life. They don't falter under the weight of their own existence. They breed and feed, live and die. Their lives are no less complete than ours. Then we see that it's Doom talking about this. And he's saying that it would be a fool that would argue that intelligence sets humans apart from beasts. But, of course, if you'd observe the Earth, you wouldn't think that humans are intelligent. And talking about how they fight for freedom, yet willingly happily hand over their choices to societal norms, religious texts, into the algorithm. And we see that Hell's like, you don't stop talking, do you? And he's like, this one's name was Carnilla. And, of course, that's who Hela's married to. And she's like, no! And she's like, Doom's like, are you ready to finally answer Doom's questions? As we then shift back over to Hell. And overall, I am good with the art, but we start going through here, and certain bits start to get a little bit weird in how they get a little bit looser in the details. It's not horrible, but it's a little bit looser than I'm used to and would like. And we see that Thor is he's gone, meaning Odin is gone from his hammer, and Valkyrie's Jane's we have to deal with these Val Ravens and stuff. And about the dead and Hela, and he of course is going after Nidhogg, as we see that the Val Ravens are talking about everything kind of going on, and pretty much going after the goats. Jane's like, God damn it, put the goats down right now. And she starts using the goats to go after Thor and Nidhogg. And I do like that we get Hel being dead, silent, and Thor going after him. Hearing only the sound of creaking of metal as the dragon turns, more machine than beast, no longer hungers for flesh. It seeks inside the god, searching for the soul. And Thor's like, ah crap, it's stopping for prey pretty much. It's like, alright, let's see how this kind of goes down. But we take a little pause and we go to Asgard 1 hour later, 16 years in the future. It's like, oh, what? And of course, it's kind of cool to see that Hulk statue right over there. And of course, the Ravens are talking, asking Lausa where she went. Whatever's going on. She's like, whatever, no. Please don't tell the king. As she says, damn it. Guess we have a few minutes until King Sparkles arrives, and then she's got the glaive that will heal Corvus glaive, and she kind of uses it to kind of bring him back, and evidently as long as there's the tiniest speck of DNA that remains, it will force life back into the once broken body. And I didn't know that about Corvus glaive, as he pretty much regenerates from the glaive. It's like, what the fuck? And of course she tosses the cloak to him because he's fucking naked. And it's hard to know if the glaive can tell that something is wrong, for though it could rebuild flesh and push life back into the cells, it cannot remake a soul, as we see Corvus just huddled. We, of course, shift back, and Thor's actually trying to reason with Nidhogg, telling him to release Odin, as he almost gets, almost eaten. This one's a weird-looking one. Art-wise, it's like, okay, I understand that you're trying to show that, it's trying to eat him. And, of course, it doesn't think. It reacts as Thor's trying to, stop it from eating him. Let's see here. So, we pretty much get him inside the dragon's mouth as he's like, alright, you asked for this. And then he pretty much unleashes lightning and thunder awesomely to take on Nidhogg, as Jane's like, Thor! And then I love this little, it's almost cartoonish as he gets, spat out by Nidhogg. But then it starts flying away because, damn, it didn't work out. So, of course, they start going after it because he then relates that the beast has his father. Let's see. They leave Hell broken, bankrupt, a realm without a purpose. And then Thor's like, I'm not sure if he is still alive or, how can the dead die? I fear we are about to find out. I'm like, yeah, we're going to have to see this. And a realm dying without the dead. And then we see that Hela is talking about, like, the Galactus, the Galactus seed. Talking about it takes great power to break a soul apart. The amber you mine and burn is powerful. It stems from the shell of the Galactus seed, the seed that birthed the universe as we know it. So it's like, okay, good, getting that information. But if you want to sacrifice them all, the amber alone is not strong enough. You need the shell itself. She's, of course, answered these questions before, and that they were asked by another mortal. And Hela's like, it's a fool's dream, Victor. You are standing between the living and the dead, toying with magic and forces you do not understand. And through the numen of the many shall one ruler stand. Do you think this ritual will make you the ruler of life and death? Is that what this is? Do you want to be a god? And we see Doom kind of answering her, being like, I believe the gods granted humanity free will for one reason only. One cannot worship without will. It was the most selfish mistake in all of history, and I will unmake it. I do not need worship. I am Doom. Doom does not need to be a god. It's like, interesting. I do like him trying to understand that about gods and needing worship with will, but how is he going to undo that? And then Hela's like, bullshit. You just want the power of one. And Doom's talking about to save them, Hela. I will sacrifice the dead to save the living. Where Bor failed, I will succeed. It's like, that's an interesting line there. Like, how is he going to succeed where Bor failed? What was Bor's objective? There's interesting kind of stuff here. And then Hela's like, whatever do you mean? Bor did not fail. The mountain exploded and thousands died. Yes, but the ritual was quite successful. I think this is relating to the creation of the Black Infinity Stone. Though I'm not quite sure. We go back to Asgard in the future, and we see that he is chained up by a chain made by the dwarves of Nidavellir, and to tell him to try nothing, and he's like, I will try nothing, you owe me some answers, and he just keeps repeating kind of what she's saying, and she wants to know why he took her as a kid to open a vault. What was he after? And he says, the stone. And she's like, what? What stone? The black stone? I've searched the entire vault. It is not there. Corvus, what's wrong with you? And of course, Thor pops up saying that his soul is gone. Brother, I was just his soul. Left him when I killed him. Talking about how his magic went rampant in that mountain place. In the Amber Cave, twisting the lightning in. I'm so sorry, Thor. I tried to keep you away from the Forbidden Zone. In vain it seeks. It pains me to know what you go through when you enter that place, and it frightens me to know what the magical contamination could do to you. And she's like, I'm always careful, brother. That is not the point. Listen. It's like, yeah. I totally get that, and it's interesting to have Thor being on that kind of elder brother kind of thing to explain it to her. And he says that, like, evidently he's been waiting 16 years for this moment, and that for Lausa, instead of a hammer, it's a sword. Wondering what I would do in this moment, what I would say to make what is to come easier for you, and now that the time is here, I have nothing. The sword, I can finally have it back. It is yours. You did win it fair and square, after all, even if you had no business battling the trolls in the first place. It's like, yeah, she definitely takes after some Thor kind of stuff with going with that. And she, of course, thanks him. And he says, I know that it will serve you well in the coming fight. And it's interesting. I'm glad that she's kind of got her own kind of weapon. I like seeing Mjolnir being used by other kind of heroes and stuff like that as well. But I do like that she's kind of got her own kind of thing going. And hoping, will this serve her in the coming fight? You've seen me in the past twice. Am I going back now? Is it time? I believe it is. Go now. I'll take care of Corvus Glaive or whatever is left of him. And then we get back to Latveria now. And that is a nice kind of page with all the color and everything like that. And we see that Jane is able to see something that Thor isn't because of her Valkyrie vision. And, of course, he thinks that she's talking about the army, asking if he can't see it, that there's an afterlife where Doom's kind of, I guess, collecting souls using a fucking mecha dragon to kind of do it. It's like, it's pretty damn metal right there. And that she thinks that is where Nidhogg is bringing the souls. Of course, the chariot gets destroyed, and he wants Valkyrie to find his father, deal with the dead, and I will try to reason with the living, as the army is foolishly trying to fight him. But of course, we see that their eyes are kind of funky as well, so we'll have to see how that kind of works out. He has seen them before in the mirrored wall in the Amber Cave. He saw what he did to them. And he, of course, screams doom, and he prays he did not see the future, as that's where it ends. So we definitely have our whole thing going on with Thor getting ready to take on Doom for whatever he is attempting to do with these souls, with the pretty much the souls from the realm of the dead. That's a big kind of power play for Doom to make. Now, granted, Doom has done... Doom making big power plays is par on course for him. It's definitely interesting to have Thor fighting Doom like this, seeing what's kind of going on. I do like the tidbits of Lausa and seeing what kind of her kind of status is in the future, the 16 years, and I kind of want to know more about her and see more kind of stuff as that kind of goes on. Though granted, I would like to see it from the perspective of her growing up as the baby and getting to there eventually. Granted, that takes longer, but I kind of like seeing that journey and that progress. And it's going to be nutty, man. I mean, Doom parking an afterlife pretty much in Latveria above his castle, that's a big thing. So what's his goals? What are his objectives? How is Thor going to be able to stop him? And how does this tie together with the vision that Thor's seen of Thanos with an infinity-encrusted Mjolnir and a black gauntlet come to kill him? But yet, we see that he is alive in the future with Lausa, so we don't know how far in the future that whole Thanos thing is and what could go and occur. I did like seeing all the different kind of weird things. Of course, more of the mecha Nidhogg and everything going on. And I can't wait to see where this kind of goes next. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.